Hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dragonmount. I'm Crystal, and as you can see, I am all by myself, with the exception of a literal mountain of emotional support beverages. Like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5 emotional support beverages this evening. And I brought 2 of my friends since I don't have my bearded brother to hang out with me tonight, and it's just me. And I have all you guys. Hey, Gnome. Hey, Reverse. Hey, where was your chatty ass tonight when I needed someone to talk to? That would have been good. Hey, Rosa. Well, I don't want to sit here and talk to myself. What happened to what? Tom, I hid the body. What do you mean? No, Tom and Aaron are still overseas. I don't know the time difference in Paris, but they might still be at Euro Disney right now. When I talked to them earlier today, they had landed in Paris, and that was their next stop, was to go to Euro Disney. So he is off doing super fabulous things. And unfortunately, Aaron and Tom would not put me in their suitcase. So I had to stay here and hold down the fort. But rather than me having to talk to myself, which I don't like, I have 2 awesome people backstage that I want to go ahead and bring in.
Look, here comes an awesome guest.
Hello. I'm glad we still get a little bit of Tom, even though he's not here. We still get his lovely singing voice.
I forget about that every time until I hear it too.
Oh my God. It makes me laugh every single time. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome. I think most everyone knows who you guys are, but will you just take a minute and introduce yourselves?
Skeeter, after you.
Sure, yeah. So I'm Skeeter. I'm from around the assorted Wheel of Time discords and stuff. I participate on Watchionary on a regular basis, and maybe see me at some of the cons and on other random whatevers.
I am Tavern. I'm a co-host of the Wheel and Chill Show. I also am the host of the Wheel of Time Drunken Spelling Bee. And I create Wheel of Time merch, t-shirts, and so forth that you can find on Redbubble.
Very nice. Well, thank you guys for coming. Reverse, had I been alone, I would have either canceled or I would have been hunting you down, because I absolutely do not have the ability to fill that much airtime by myself. So have you guys seen recently that Tom has a little bit of a beef with one of the guys at Screen Rant? Have you seen any of this?
No, it doesn't surprise me.
Right.
But I have not seen it.
Just a little bit of it. So hold on a second. There was an article on Screen Rant, and it's Charles Nicholas Raymond. And I don't have nearly the beef that Tom does, but I was looking for things to kind of fill some time this week, and I saw a new article by Screen Rant. Have either one of you seen it? It was talking a little bit about the upcoming season and someone who may make an appearance. So in Eye of the World, one of my favorite parts was when they actually get to visit the Eye of the World and meet the Green Man. And obviously that was, as we know, full spoilers for the show, was cut from the show. This writer that Tom has a beef with is theorizing that perhaps we're going to actually get to see the Green Man in the upcoming season. Do you remember how that could come to be? I had totally forgot. I say after book 2, it all becomes one large book for me.
Is it like a flashback?
In Rudian.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what this author says.
Interesting.
Hey, Glenn. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought, if I get a chance to see the Green Man on screen and he doesn't look cheesy and stupid, that would be absolutely amazing, because that was one of the big moments from the first book that I really missed.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, anybody who's watched our show knows that my big beef with the show, and it's all aesthetic things, really. Yeah. Because I understand that you have to take a book and adapt it to the screen. I get all of that. But my one pet peeve that I said I would be upset with is if we got Hagrid for Loyal, and we basically ended up with Barista Hagrid. It was like a millennial Hagrid with the hair. I was waiting for him to make some fucking coffee somewhere. Oh, can I cuss on here?
Yeah. Oh, you're fine.
Okay. All right. And everybody, you know, some of the guys in chat have heard this whole spiel before. They made him look better in season 2, but I was very upset with that, and with one line in season 1 when they went into the ways and Hagrid turns and goes, "I believe Moraine and Lan are leaving. We should catch up. Ogier are not known for their speed," or something. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now?
Ogier can outrun a horse.
Yeah, but clearly the shoes that they made my boy wear were not conducive to fast movement. So they just put it into the script and killed the speed thing. And I was like, you mother. Anyways, all right. That's it. That's my rant.
Yeah, Glenn, I'm with you. I take everything that Screen Rant says with, you know, a grain of salt, but I thought it was interesting. An interesting idea, and I would welcome it.
Yeah, for sure.
So there was some other news that happened in the Wheel of Time world this week. Something kind of exciting that's going to happen here on, I always forget the date, September 24th. Is that right?
Was it 24th or the 20?
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I'll bring it up.
September 26th, Thursday, September 26th, there is going to be a live auction. And let me just share my screen here for a second.
Damn, it's like missing now.
Auction of shoes.
Yeah, it is lovely advertisement. It is not, in fact, the shoes. Let me pull up the, see if the photos look a little bit better here. So there are going to be, I don't even know if they've said how many, but they're going to be releasing books from Jordan's private collection. And my understanding is it's like advanced uncorrected proofs, some of his signed leather bounds. I saw New Spring on here.
Yep.
Exclusive editions, paperback. I mean,
if you click on the picture or the right above where it says view full photo gallery, it'll show all the books. I don't know if you want to get into every single one, but you'll get a better shot at it.
Oh my gosh. Like I cannot. Where'd you say? Sorry.
Right above the pictures, it says view full photo gallery.
View auction listings. I don't see it.
Below that.
View favorite photos. Nope. Sorry. Go back.
You don't see it right above? It's right on your screen.
No.
Okay, so you see where it says license AY00 1987?
No, but my screen is smaller because I'm showing it through Streamyard, which is probably
weird.
Okay. I know. Everything is I'm on a Mac. I don't know if that makes a difference in the rest of my life. Tom hates Mac and tells me to stop it.
Well, anyways, yeah, there's a lot of different books.
It looks, that's why my screen was looking different than yours. Yeah, there's so much that's coming out. And that was just so exciting to me. Does anybody, I mean, what do you think these things are going to go for? Like, how much should we be budgeting for this?
A lot more money than I have.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
That's my estimation as well.
Yeah, this is something. This is one of those.
Saying 1,000, like everything is gonna go for thousands.
It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, real private collectors maybe going into the thousands, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I honestly have no clue.
I have like a really hard time gauging the popularity of this kind of thing because clearly it means the absolute fucking world to me. And I would pay more than I could afford for it. But I don't know in the realm of book collecting. Like I have definitely seen some signed editions at like half price books before go for just a couple, I think $150 or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's for like, I've got on the shelf, I've got a few signed, first editions that I looked into, right? But I mean, from his desk, signed proofs and things like that, that's a whole different level of collecting that I am nowhere near.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard. I mean, I didn't even know anybody else was into the Wheel of Time until I came across Critter on TikTok a few years back. and then I found the community because I had nobody to talk to about the books, you know. And granted, I haven't been reading them as long as Tom or Matt Hatch or these guys. I started in 2003.
Oh wow, yeah.
But I had nobody to talk to about them for decades until I came across, you know, the community. So yeah, it's really hard to gauge. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, I was very much the same way. Like, I didn't know anybody else who read Jordan for a very long time until I found Dragonmount online. And even then, like, I was more on like the RP side of Dragonmount, and like I would have conversations and stuff. But yeah, I had nobody to talk about this with for a number of years until I joined the staff and was pulled into doing this. But I'm really excited. I'm probably going to try, like, I put it in my Outlook calendar. But yeah, much like the auction at Jordan Con, I will probably lose.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. Like I'll probably put it up if it's live streamed or something. But I don't have the money for that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be a contender on this one. I'd be surprised if it doesn't go like for well into the tens of thousands of dollars.
I'm hoping maybe I can get one of the lesser, like maybe I can get a new spring that's been signed or something that people aren't going to want as much as.
And I guess I haven't looked at, like, are they doing all of the books individually, or are there multiple editions?
Everything.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw the lot. There was a lot number, but I don't know if I don't think they're all going to go together.
No, there was a few things that, let me pull it up again.
Where did that? I had it up here and I can't find it now.
So there's a couple. Gosh, what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Pros at work here, folks.
I mean, yeah, some of them do look like lots, like where they're selling more than one thing at once. But gosh, there's
like the whole slog just goes for like $25 or something.
Do you subscribe to the slog? I do not.
I don't, but like I'm an old school reader that like I subscribe to it as there was a slog as it happened for us as readers waiting for years between books and then getting limited content. Now,
agreed.
If you can read it all now or on a reread, I do not find there to be a slog.
I will say Crossroads of Twilight is my favorite book, and I take so much hate for that.
I'm not gonna lie. I subscribe to the slog. I was through that whole waiting for books. Mm-hmm. The whole Perrin Fail Shido thing was way too long. And then, and Maria's going to kill me because I just found out this is one of her favorite characters and I can't remember his name, but
Roland,
that guy, we talked about it the other night.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't even think he should have even been in the books. There were so many side stories happening already with the Perrin Fail Shido thing that adding Roland was just like overkill to me. It was like, okay, that's enough. I can't. But yeah.
I think that's a valid opinion. Like I don't share it as much on rereads, but maybe that's just because I can skim through a little bit faster or whatever.
I think once you've read it, yeah, you're not hanging on every word like when they were first coming out. Because I feel like I'd have to go back and like look at when the Ice Storm was. But my story was like I never read fantasy. Jordan was the first fantasy I ever read because of an Ice Storm. I was locked away with someone who really only had fantasy books, and he handed me the first 3 like in the Ice Storm and was like, "Here, you need to read these." I'm gonna share the Teleparty link and give you guys a few minutes to get logged on. I hope I can make this work like Tom makes it work.
Let's see. Accept and proceed. Allow.
You
can't hear the dog, can you?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Nope.
Good.
We were talking about before we came on, I have to like within 10 minutes before we come on air, I have to bribe my tortoise that just sits like right behind the camera over there, because if I don't bribe him, he will use his shell to bang on the glass of his terrarium like while I'm on air, and I'm always afraid like all people are going to hear is just like the thump 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 thump. So he has to be bribed with strawberries. That's how I keep him quiet. I know.
Glenn, I'm sorry, buddy. Your SOL. I just put it in chat, but this is a 1 of 1 shirt. made it for myself when the show came out. So when I was streaming about the show,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's not. But if you're nice and if you show up to a WatCon, I might be tempted to make you one.
Bribery at its finest. I love it. Well, that's on my list for next year. I was working summer school this year, and summer school ended the day before WatCon. So is the effect real, or is there some green screen thing happening?
With the shirt?
I think it's holographic, right?
Yeah, it's a holographic vinyl. Yeah, it's a real thing. It's awesome.
Not. So we are here. I will talk Wheel of Time things all night. I also was dying. I wanted to hear the Looney Theories panel at Mount CareCon, and I did not get to. But we are here to talk about Fallout. I know, Skeeter, are you a Fallout fan?
I am. I have played the games for a long time, and I very, very, very much enjoyed this TV series.
The TV series made me play the games.
It's telling me I can't find the page.
Okay, see, remember how I said sometimes if you start it too early? So I'm going to restart the party link.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Yep, I will. So yeah, no, it was the television show. Like I feel like it was Fallout. What was the first one that was like a first-person shooter? Was that 2? Fallout?
I want to say it was 3 or 4.
It definitely didn't play 4.
Yeah, because 1, I want to say 1 and 2 were top down, like third party. Yeah, it was 3. Reverse says it's 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got them all in that. What's the wrong side? I don't know if you ever seen that. It's a little mini nuke, and inside the top has every Fallout game.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a collect. Hold on, it's a collector's edition thing that came out.
Nice. That's awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna try this new link, see if it works. I remember playing it. So the first-person shooter game that I ever played was Halo, and I was awful at it. Like I have to play inverted.
Can I play it?
See.
Do I hit the button or no?
Go in and then don't hit play yet because we'll start here in a couple minutes.
No, it still can't find the page.
What the heck? It says I created a party and paused the video.
Yeah, I'm good on this one.
Okay.
I believe I'm in the appropriate place doing the appropriate things.
It keeps telling me, all right, let me maybe try a different browser. I hate using other browsers.
Arosa, Gnome, any of you fine people, is it working? Tom left me such good instructions, you guys. I thought it was going to work.
All right, hold on a second. Let me see if I cut and paste this link and put it in this browser.
Great. But anyway, I'm less than 10 hours in. I think I was like 7 hours in last time I played because I have a tiny human and he cuts into my time. But the game reminds me, Fallout 4 reminds me so much of the show. Like just visually.
Yeah. Right.
It's been incredible. I love
it.
it.
And it was the reverse experience for me because I have like 400 hours into Fallout 4 or something like that. Like I played it a little bit. And as soon as I booted up, as soon as I started watching that show, I was like, this feels and looks exactly like Fallout. Like everything about it is like they're just nailing it.
It is. It's incredible. My like favorite types of games are where like there's some sort of combat element, but then I get to build and create things. So like 7 Days to Die. It was I played that thing into the ground, like even though it was so old and so clunky, like before the new one came out, because I just loved it. And so yeah, Fallout's been like right up my alley. It's been so much fun.
Yeah. Well, and the great thing about Fallout 4 is you can like, especially if you get into modding it and stuff, but once you get past like a certain point in the game, as a certain number of hours into it or whatever, you can just like, I think I'm going to start a little community and farm and and build a trading route and do these things or whatever. Or, man, I feel like going and fucking up some ghouls today. Like, I think I'll do that for a while. Like, it's just very variable and immersive and like open. Like, what you can do. And
Did it work? Did it work? Oh, you're muted. We can't hear you.
It's not letting me get in there. It keeps telling me no. Sorry, I couldn't find that page on both Edge and on Chrome. Let me try again.
Strange. If it doesn't work, like I will definitely do a time count. I don't have a timer though, like Tom. I'm not that cool.
All right, let me try this again.
Right. One thing that I've heard as a tip for this, when I was trying to get things to work, Tavern, was to actually like open Prime and make sure you're logged into that, and then like reload the link or reload the refresh.
All right, let's try that because I'm always in Prime. Okay, so I've got Prime open, and I'm logged in.
So reverse, I feel you there. I have this current compulsion with Fallout is I have to take all of the things, like all of the things that I can take. And I feel like the 7,000 chairs that I'm holding are probably useless, but like, I don't know enough about the game. And I like refuse to look up tips to know what I need and what I don't. And so I'm like, well, I have to have that. And like the lock picking. So I play on an Xbox right now, although Tom helped convince me I have a whole brand new computer in a box downstairs. It terrifies me to set up, but so I can start computer gaming. But it took me forever to figure out the darn like locks, the bobby pin, like how to just barely turn the bobby pin to open things.
All right, so it's not working. So I will just go to episode 5 and have it on standby.
Perfect.
At 000.
Okay. All right. Well, I say we get started. This is one of my favorite episodes. Like I liked a lot of times when I start a new series, I always say like, I'm going to give it 3 episodes. If it doesn't get me by 3 episodes, like I'm probably out. I liked this one right from the get-go, but I feel like this back half of the season, like we just really, we hit a stride. Like I'm fascinated by the vault culture and the things that we see. So for everybody who's not in the Teleparty, I'm going to hit play. And then I will try to give, it takes a second, and then I will try to give a little bit of a timer since I don't have one on the screen. Let's hope this works. All right. It looks like it's playing for me. It started at 20 seconds, 21, 22, 23. We're not going to skip recaps or anything like that.
Count to about 30 if you can.
16, 17. Oh, hold on. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
So are they doing the recap right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're seeing the giant, what looks like an model.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I can't with the vomit, you guys.
Turn the volume down on the.
That
was so good. I have to say that they nailed this show. Like this is probably one of their best shows that they've put out, or anybody's put out, really, because it was so perfect and so like right on point with the game. That was ridiculous.
I was saying it in the chat a couple of weeks ago on this show that just every bit of it, the aesthetics are awesome, the sense of humor, the music, like, and then beyond that, like as a TV show, like the acting and the writing, which the writing actually relates also to the game, because there is a very super detailed and interesting backstory that you learn as you play the games. And this is giving you the same bits in a lot of the same ways. Like we see that, the computer terminal interface they just showed on the flashback, exactly like in the games.
No, I didn't reverse, but it did that to me too. So I don't know what exactly.
Where are you guys at right now? You're watching Titus and.
We're at 1 minute, 27 seconds. Like it just opened up.
Oh, I'm like at 2 or something. So let me.
Yeah, no, for some reason the recap like rewound a little bit. And
all right, let me know. Give me a timestamp so I can. And give me a count.
41, 42, 43.
Keep going.
44, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52,
Okay.
53.
Good.
So we talked about this a little bit
Yeah.
backstage, like this whole relationship. My husband hasn't played the games and he hasn't watched the show fully through yet because we have to tag team the toddler to be able to do anything. But he walked into this particular scene and was just like, why does he dime himself out? Like, why did he choose this moment to reveal himself here coming up?
So I've been thinking about this since we talked about it. And they had that whole, I mean, there's that whole thing where they talk about the bullying and you know, all that stuff. And Max is trying to belong to something, right? And to connect with someone, and he hasn't been able to do that. So they're having this good time or whatever, and I think he's like, oh, we've started a bond. He doesn't know any better, right? So he's trying to trust. And the beauty about the beauty of the show is even Thaddeus there looks like the Fallout characters that you find in Fallout Shelter, just with like the bland face and the, the kind of caricature face that he's got.
I just like can't wait to get farther into the game and see more of the things. More of the things.
There are many things to see. And then you can always go back and play the old games. Like, there's lore buried throughout all of them. And like, if you get into the story.
And I've read like the Easter eggs are insane. Like that they have sprinkled throughout the show.
And if you haven't gotten into the aspect of the vaults themselves, that's the beauty of of Fallout, is that each game kind of centers around a different vault. And if you start going down the lore of the vaults, all the vaults were different. And they kind of touch on it on the show. Each vault was its own experiment. And it was run by a completely different entity that they've touched on in the show. So it's really interesting.
Like, having only watched the show when we first started the rewatch, I had no, like, I thought all of the vaults were like that first one in the show. I didn't know that there was like.
Well, they talk about it on the show. Remember, you had the 3 different companies that were
right.
And so they gave them each a handful of freaking vaults and said, do what you want with them.
Oh, man. Okay. So is this like legit that it's this easy to just power down?
I mean,
that seems like a ridiculous weakness.
Maybe not that easy to pop it out. Although he had like a special tool there.
He
like
had a key.
That's how they like explain it here. But those suits like require those power cores. Like that's a very game thing.
And in the game, when you pop one in and out, it's pretty quick and pretty easy. Now, in the game, you don't have an enemy trying to pop your fusion core out.
Okay.
Right.
So that was kind of added to the show, but it makes sense because it's literally sitting right there. And your squire would know how to, swap out your core in case you needed to.
This is reverse. This is 100%. I spent like so much of my life being like horribly claustrophobic that this is my nightmare to not be able to move and just.
I don't have
first. Would you? I don't know. Die of thirst. I don't know what would happen first in there.
In this, depending on where you're at, like he's kind of in a half shaded kind of area, but I'll be honest, if he was out in the sun, he'd probably rose first. It's almost like that old Greek thing where they put a body inside of a bull and then they like a metallic bull and they lit a fire underneath it kind of thing.
Roast alive.
Yeah.
Also, the giant cockroaches don't really do it for me.
The rad roaches are the best. Oh my god. Oh.
Awful.
Yep. They're terrible and well done.
That's awful, Reverse. I'm sorry. I think
the
mine was
goo.
like the product of a dream I had a lot as a kid. I don't know why, but I've always been afraid of like teeny tiny spaces. I did a lot of therapy, so it's better now.
Never had an issue with it. Like I have been like, even when I was a kid, I would cover myself in pillows and sleep with pillows stacked on top of me and the blankets and the sheets. And as squishy as I could get, I was happier. Like
see, like soft things, it is specifically like hard.
No, it has to have weight. I feel more comfortable with weight on me.
Wow.
It's just weird.
How does she know how to open that?
They were trained in the vault.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, think about it. I mean, just think of it when in the first episode, when they got into the fight with the outsiders, right? With the people that came in from the outside, you would think, how would they know how to fight? All of that was trained. They were trained in all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I think she made some comment like I missed this time, but about like, oh yeah, I read the manual about this.
Yeah, she says
it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She might not have said it. Yeah.
She just said it when she popped it open.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's about to say, oh, there's a manual. He said, I read the manual or whatever. Oh, actually, no, she hasn't said it yet. She's going to say it when she opens the back. Sorry.
Back when he had.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's so casual. It's so casual.
You know, the guy with the body and stuff. Not so much anymore, but still important.
Her evolution is incredible.
What's that?
Her evolution through the first half of the season is incredible. From like, you know, innocent little cousin kisser to Rambo bride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
That's at the end of the last episode where she like gives the vials to the ghoul at the end, and you know, like golden rule, motherfucker. Like that's the first time she swears in the whole show, and like, yeah,
she's got the best story arc for the show. Now in the flashbacks, the ghoul. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That story is incredible. And to think, I mean, he is Vault Boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man. He's so much shorter than I think I realized.
I love her eyes. They're like a little slightly oversized and it's incredible. She's incredible.
Yeah, she's really beautiful, but she also, I think maybe because of her eyes, just kind of looks like a video game character. Like she's drawn.
You thought they were digitally enhanced her eyes? Reverse? No, I think that's her. That's all her. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but if we're talking about her eyes, that's all her.
It is. I mean, it's probably a little bit makeup effects, but no, that's digitally enhanced. Although that has been speculated a lot. Yeah, she's got big, beautiful eyes, you know.
This is another character that not this guy, the brother. It's hard for me to see him because the only couple of things I've seen him outside of Wizards of Waverly Place were in Pitch Perfect when he was like some kind of rapper, and in Ender's Game when he was basically an asshole.
I don't remember him from Ender's Game, which
he was the one in charge of the little group that Ender got into a fight with in the shower.
Gotcha. Interesting. All right. Like I said, I watched that like one time when it came out.
Yeah.
I was trying to find some other pictures of her just to see her eyes. I think it's her bone structure too that just makes her eyes look.
She's just got a very unique face, and it's perfect for this, like perfect.
Yeah.
Actually, the casting so far, even this big dude, this is like the epitome of what a perfect character would be in Fallout. Is the big guy, and then he's like the total opposite, but he's still fit.
Right. And by the way, I think I read a while back or heard on somebody else's reaction or something like that like he was initially cast to like be a smaller role, but like they found his character funny, and he played it like that actor played the role really well, and they're like, yeah, we should give him a bigger part and have him be more integrated into the story.
The
This
brother?
works well with what we already had going on.
You talking about her brother in this?
No. I'm talking about Chet, the the cousin.
Oh, is that her cousin? I thought they were brothers. Or are you talking about the big guy?
No. The shorter guy is her brother.
Okay, yeah,
bigger
you're talking
guy
about
is
the
her
big guy.
cousin.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So Chet was just supposed to be like a really minor thing.
Yep.
That got glossed over, but then like became a bigger role because the actor was good and like it fit the story to develop that.
I also like the blonde.
Fork in her eye.
Oh my God! Listen,
Uno.
If there was ever a scene on any show that screamed America, was her standing there with a fork in her eye, just chopping away with that freaking machine gun. With the cornfields in the background and the blue sky. I mean, that needs to be on a flag somewhere. I actually I put a reel out on TikTok about that because I was like, man, it's amazing.
It's such a cool, just like,
right. And she's pregnant on top of everything. She's pregnant.
Yeah. Pregnant belly, fork sticking out of the eye, just like her husband just got murdered in front of her, and she's just like, fuck you. Ah.
Oh, America. Yeah.
Do we know
Even
the budget?
Her armor. Huh?
This show, what the budget was for this? Was it pretty big?
I don't know. Let me look.
I have to find out. It never there's a couple moments with the CGI that, are not perfect, but the show looks so rich and like it just looks really
definitely.
It says, given the show's reported production budget of 153 million. So that's a guesstimate, 153 million. Okay, so the cool thing about the show was the fact that they had all the 3D models from the games. So like the vertibirds and the power armor and all of that stuff straight from the game. They just took the 3D models and reused them and to perfection.
Wow.
Like even the guys from Bethesda showed up and were like, they didn't know that they had gone that detailed. Right? When they showed up to the set and they were like, what the? I mean, they went all out.
It shows. It shows.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not like a huge fan of things that are so gory. Typically, oh, that's not true. That's a lie because I loved Walking Dead, but I didn't think I went into this being like, meh. I'm probably not gonna care too much, and I am obsessed.
I love all of the scenes in the vault.
Yeah,
because they're so 50s campy that they're so good. Like this old guy just won't stop talking. The humor is just on point.
Yeah, just like their interaction, this selection process.
Yeah,
so it's good.
This guy, I love this guy.
God.
Oh, shit. I hit pause by accident. What? Let me just rub some more salt in that wound.
we all understand your point, dude.
Yeah. Just I voted for Betty.
That delivery too, just like the that actor, it's like a fairly minor role, but just like
basically, like in case you didn't get it, like he really thought that the other guy hadn't caught on that he was voting for
right,
Betty.
exactly. It's pretty smart. It's well done.
Oh,
I think part of the reason I love the vaults so much is it always makes me think of Blast from the Past,
Yeah.
Fraser.
Yeah.
I loved that movie and just loved the idea of this like idyllic little like 1950s fallout shelter. And so this is right in that vibe.
Oh no, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's such a, like I said, it's kind of like a campy 50s, 60s kind of vibe, and it's great. Just like when you were talking about Lucy's arc, she starts off very much like Brendan Fraser,
Yeah.
and very quickly changes. Like her transition was pretty quick.
Follow the golden rule.
Yeah.
I don't want to live by the golden rule.
Right.
Are there cannibals in the game?
Yes.
Like, okay.
Mhm.
I haven't met.
I
I
mean, they're just in the games. You'll find them as like marauders or whatever out in the wild. I mean, it's not like they're hunting you or anything like that. But yeah, they're out there.
Right.
You're playing
I've come
4, you
across
said?
a camp with some
Fallout.
suspicious things
Yeah.
going.
It's just
Fallout.
another NPC that you fight, like another faction that you fight.
But that's but you might come across like specific cannibalistic scenes. Like that's one cool thing about Fallout and like how expansive the world is, especially Fallout 4. Is like you might wander across this campsite that was just like clearly abandoned by some marauders and see like human remains on the fire or something like that. It's something that tells a little story. Doesn't really have anything to do with what you're doing, or you're just kind of passing through and you find the thing. And like and they do a good job with it in the show. Like it's in the second episode when like Lucy's wandering out and she goes into that little building and she finds the family that like took the Plan D or whatever. Like you find those kind of scenes, those little like tableaus like in the game all the time that just like tell their own little story of like some fucked up shit that happened.
Or there's some letter that a girlfriend left to a boyfriend or something in a little shack somewhere. Yeah. This whole thing is also perfect. Just the way the computers look and the way the screens appear. I mean, yeah,
I think it's
you
like
couldn't
playing made me feel like I was in the show.
Yeah.
Because it was just taken like directly.
I mean, the sounds, everything.
The Jello mold.
the Jello cake, yeah.
Do not get more 50 than a
Jello
Jello
mold over here.
They're like, it's like, I don't. Who knows why people prefer Jello cake, instead of apple pie?
It's just how it is.
Oh my gosh.
Can we talk about like future episodes while we're watching this? Is this full spoilers or?
Yeah, we're full spoilers.
Okay, so it didn't dawn on me who Betty was, for a little bit, until they did the flashbacks, and I was like, son of a bitch. She's been there since the beginning too.
Yep.
Well, and you get that creepy vibe from her, but you don't know.
Oh no, yeah.
Why until
that look right there.
Yeah.
Creepy shit.
Wait a minute, I missed something. Fallout campiness good, Wheel of Time campiness not good.
They're talking about Wheel of Time. What is campy is.
God, why are you guys talking about the Wheel of Time? We're watching Fallout. What the fuck? No.
Jeez, yeah.
Listen,
your head's out of your ass.
One thing at a time. Reverse isn't here. We can stay on topic, guys. Oh wait, but he's in the chat. That's the problem. Dang it.
Who's in the chat?
Reverse BLT. The king. I cannot control him and Tom when it's the two of them together. I just should give up and drink. I don't think campy's not the word that I would use for Wheel of Time. I don't think it was ever intentionally campy. It's a little I don't know.
I don't think Wheel of Time is campy, and that's all I'll say on that. The Lanfear blowing up Camelin thing wasn't so much campy as it was God playing among ants, right?
Yeah.
It's like the whole Loki vibe,
Talking about like the way it looks, maybe. Like it just.
I don't know. She was just amazing in that.
Oh my God, she's so hot.
Yeah. So this scene here gives me the same vibe, and you're gonna have to just play along here. the same vibe in this scene as the scene at the OK Corral with Kurt Russell's Wyatt Earp in Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Because they're trying to keep everything calm, and then it gets to the point where the one lady smiles, and it explodes. Like when Doc freaking winks at the guy, and everything all hell breaks loose. Same vibe.
Has she done it yet? Where she's like, gun? No, I don't have a gun.
It also gives off Romeo and Juliet vibes from the Leo DiCaprio version when he was
like the initial scene at the gas station.
You thumb your nose at me, sir.
Right,
I do not thumb my nose at you. You know, that kind of stuff.
Glenn, we're at
22 and
5.
Tybalt.
22:48, 22:49.
2 seconds off, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's always generally follow along.
No, I paused for like a split second and screwed it all up.
I like that her finger's still like kind of
her dead
different color and a little necrotic looking, maybe, but seems all right.
I have very sick and perverted thoughts about what a dead finger might do for you, but I don't want to get into it.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
We're about to get to know each other really well. Okay.
I mean, it's like that whole for guys. It's like if you sit on your hand until it goes numb, kind of thing.
Strangers. Is that what we're
yeah.
Oh my Lord!
I already knew that's where you're going with.
Yeah, oh, look at her. She's got that look.
Emotional coverage here.
Oh, the warts. He's got a dead eye too. I didn't even notice that the first time I watched it.
Oh,
the bad guy's got a blind eye.
Well, no wonder he only clipped him in the shoulder then.
Yeah.
No, he didn't clip him. He got him in the shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Except he's trying to act tough. Oh, that's just a scratch. We get it all the time. Because he's still trying to play the whole Titus role, right?
Yeah.
Right? Titus role. So he's trying to act tough.
No, it's because when he was assigning his special stats, he did not put a lot in intelligence.
We discussed that too. He's kind of dumb. He's not the brightest, right?
Light
bulb.
He's strong. He can carry that golf bag around. Like he's brave.
That
whatever.
Gigantic bag.
Oh my God, the fucking Squire bag.
Yes.
The Squire bag is the funniest shit ever.
Yeah, I love that. It's such a nice touch.
It's like they remembered caddies.
Yeah.
But they like didn't remember it correctly.
I just love it as a joke of like the, carrying around all of the shit that you find in a game like this.
He's severely naive, but he's also just kind of a dumbass. So that was the other thing we talked about. He's
not intelligent, but he's street smart.
Yeah.
This is another fucking great thing. I put up 10 posts. So shit, I unplugged.
Oh no. I was trying to see. Oh dang it, I took him out. I was going to show you guys the pictures of the character I started, but I think we took him out of our stuff. I wasn't sure like how to allot all of my points, and so she's not very like charismatic right now, which I think might bite me in the ass later.
You can take stuff to up your charisma.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. Every time I play Fallout, I max lockpick.
Okay.
Because I like to get.
I'm very much a dexterity player too. Yeah,
I like to get.
I'm a lock picker and sniper. That's how I roll with Fallout. I'll spend like hours surrounding a compound and just like sniping people one at a time, and then like sneaking through. And
all right,
you can throw me in that vault. I think that would be 50s sitcom behavior. Actually, I want more like I Love Lucy.
This is pretty much what we're looking at.
Era, yeah. That's
just a moment of silence when the hotness comes out. Sorry, because I wish I could remember her name. Damn it! It'll probably pop up here.
No, I bet Gnome knows.
Gnome knows.
Gnome knows all the things. I'm so glad that he's here, and the reverse is here to help keep me Keep me honest.
Oh, he does what? Reversed? You don't know who the hotness is? Hold on. Yeah, Eye Patch Blondie. You know what makes her hot? Not just her looks and that she's a badass, but she's evil. We know I mean, I can't guarantee 100% that she's evil, but I'm pretty sure she's evil.
No, I get that vibe from her.
Yeah.
She's just a little bit too perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's scary.
That was a good friggin' answer. What did your dad tell you?
Annabelle O'Hagan.
Yeah.
Annabelle O'Hagan. I always like to look at people's IMDb's. We call that the Oracle in my house.
Oh, IMDb?
Yeah.
I already looked her up. She's pretty cool. There's the mashed. I love the cut to the mashed potatoes after the mashed potato conversation.
Yeah.
Also, there's a conversation with Betty that's coming up that has me thinking a little bit, and just proves how fucking evil she is, or I should say, how Vault Tech she is, which is the same as evil. Whatever.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that, but now that you say it, yeah.
See
that. God, I haven't seen that in a long time.
That was such a good movie too.
It was such a good movie. I'm getting excited. Tom and I, when we finish Fallout, we're going to do another movie night before we jump back in.
Nice.
Haven't decided what we're going to do yet. I really want to watch Clue, but it's not free on any streaming platforms currently. It's all paid.
Yeah, that makes it tricky.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a really fun one to do.
I mean, I personally own it because I'm obsessed with that movie, but everyone else might not.
This was a really good turning point for her character. It's like it finally freaking hits her that they wasted their whole fucking lives.
Yeah. You guys are not going to repopulate the earth. You're not saviors of the,
And it's true to all the Fallout games that when you emerge from the vault, there's life out there. You have all the mutants and all this other shit, but there's other fucking life in you, and it's just mind-boggling.
So do you start every game in a vault? I mean, because I guess you did.
Most
I did
of them.
before in a
Yeah,
vault.
I was gonna say most of them. You come out of a vault somewhere.
I think in 2 one of them.
I haven't played 2 in
One
forever.
of them
or
you
one.
start out like outside the vault. You're like a messenger, does a thing. It's been a while since I've read up on it.
Life.
I was meant to go back and play the older ones.
Another great one, Glenn. I would 100% have to do. I'd have to wear a costume for that one too.
What's that? Rocky Horror?
Yeah.
So remember this scene. I'll bring it up here shortly.
Okay.
I love the fucking cars.
Yeah.
That's the only difference, I think. Because in Fallout 5, the cars are more like hover cars, kind of. But yeah, I mean, the same style and stuff. They're just a little bit more futuristic.
Fallout. I don't think there is a Fallout 5.
No, not 5. Which one's wait, what the fuck did I just not New Vegas. What's the other one?
There's Fallout 4 and then there's 76
Okay, 4, sorry. 4.
Okay.
That was on me.
Cool.
But yeah, that was still futuristic. 76, I'm not a big I tried playing it. I don't like it. I've tried over and over and it just can't.
Where is that in the timeline of the games? Is that
that's the Centennial, whatever. They were supposed to come out. I forgot how many years out they were supposed to come out, but that one is in the DC area, like the Virginia area.
And I think timeline wise, it takes place one of the more recent things. Like after Fallout 4, maybe about the same time as the events of the show. Or
they said 4 is 25 years before the show. When is 76 though?
This is why we keep him around.
Yep, there you go. All right. And 76, I kind of agreed. Like I played it initially when it came out, but I'm not a big fan of like playing with other people. I love Fallout 4 because I have this whole world.
Yeah,
where I can play with other, like,
I mean, I don't mind it because most of the time I play by myself anyways. It was just the game itself, just for whatever reason, just didn't.
Yeah, well, it had some release issues, a lot of things, honestly. But I did try it recently when the show came out. Prime just offered like a free, like if you have Amazon Prime, have a free code to get this on Steam or whatever. So I played it a little bit then, and I think it's gotten better, but I didn't play too much because time is hard.
Time is very hard. The older you get, I feel like the harder it gets.
Yeah. Yeah, 76 are saying happened right after the war, like a little bit after the war. Okay. And they were supposed to be the first ones to come out, I think, and start. But again, I think that was the one with all the scientists and all the smart people and all the, whatever. But some of the vaults, I mean, you could look it up and it won't mess up your game experience or anything. Okay. Some of the vault experiments were fucking horrid. Like even in the show here, between 31, 30, and 30, or 32 and 33, it's pretty diabolical what they've done.
Okay. Also, though, I don't care how crazy I've become. I'm not walking into any building that says like research and development, medical. Like that's a hard no for me. No matter.
There's another point on here that really makes me worry and wonder about this particular vault. And I think they mentioned it in a later episode, but I can't remember. That's fucked up. It looks so real. It looks so real.
Man.
Back to more of the vault life. I've seen several reactors to these things talk about how they were surprised that we spent so much time in the vaults. It's one thing I love that the show did, like, because they could have just told us the Ghoul and Maximus and their stories, but they showed us life in the vaults and give us another mystery to analyze there and revealed all of that. I think it was just super well done.
Never walk into a Hawthorne laboratory. That's not wrong. That's not wrong in the game.
Don't ever do it. Okay.
I mean, you're going to eventually do it, but there's bad shit that happens in those buildings.
Okay.
You'll end up in quests and stuff that'll take you into these. But it's never a fun experience.
Until you prepare yourself, know it's going to suck. It's going to be hard.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Reverse it. Yeah. Be well armed and careful. Yeah.
Yeah. That's have a lot.
That's why I go sneaking very slowly.
Yeah. I am a much more like cautious person in life and in video games. Like I'm going to be the one to like crouch and hide out and examine. I do not run into anywhere that I have not been before.
Right. That's part of why I have like 400 hours into Fallout 4 is because I could just like run in and conquer this compound in like an hour, or I could spend 4 hours sneaking around and sniping every person from around the corner and like
This was also trippy when I first saw this. When it first aired, I was like, are they just fucking with me? It's been like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Where did everything go? It was like, what just happened? Because I was like, they went to town, but then I started thinking Blondie was coming out of the shower. And it was after Betty had that look and saw these two come back all dirty. And so I in my brain, I think they figured it out and they went over there and cleaned everything up before they could say anything.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And
I'll
The question is, where did they put the fucking bodies?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, this is the scene I wanted to talk to you about.
No, ma'am, I did not.
And he goes right at it, kind of.
Yeah, they did. This is the question. That's the answer right there. Wait for it. So in hindsight, right, we find out that their dad and Betty and that group were the ones that nuked Shady whatever, right? Shady Sands, right? To keep the vault thing alive. And so that answer is just fucking ruthless. I buried her myself.
Wow.
Me and your dad. I was like, what the? That's some cold-hearted shit.
Right?
Oh, there's the other intake 07.
Caution, falling objects. I love that.
But yeah, but
What?
How many intakes are there? How many of these drop shoots do they have to trap people?
You could have like a research facility over here and there. Like the vault's like fairly probably extensive underground.
Oh, I'm sure it's extensive, but yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, 07 of how many of them exactly? Not to mention the experiments or this vault's experiment is really jacked up.
Oh no. Gnome, where are you in the season? Okay.
Right here, probably.
No, we won't tell you any of that. No, I'm sorry.
No,
That's why I asked earlier if it was full spoilers.
I forgot he hadn't seen it. That was my fault.
Oh, that's no worries.
Her look at just being back in the vault, just like, ah.
Yeah, she went back to being Snow White.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we were just talking about how advanced her story arc has taken her, but like she's just like, yep, everything's fine. There can not possibly be anything sinister or wrong here. We're good.
Man.
I love
Yeah, it's
everything
so
about this show.
I do too. I am shocked at how much I like it. I'm absolutely shocked at how much I enjoy it.
And what gets me is that every episode, I was talking to so to preface that, I was talking to somebody about not only Wheel of Time, but Rings of Power and Fallout when Fallout came out. And it's almost a beat for beat on things that happen on each show. Like at this time, at this episode, we're going to have something X happen. And I think they perfected it with Fallout, because Rings of Power is great. Wheel of Time is great, but Fallout had zero flaws.
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit.
I could say there's some Rings of Power flaws, but that's just me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are.
Yeah.
No doubt there are. And even with Wheel of Time, as much as I love Wheel of Time, they have a couple of flaws here and there.
Yep.
But I couldn't find, and again, nothing that's going to deter me from watching either one of those shows. But
I just wonder if like it's the media that they're adapting from that made it, they got a little bit more creative license. They were able to take all the perfect, the fun elements, the elements that people wanted, but they weren't held down by a particular storyline.
Yes. Yeah. Like with Wheel of Time, we know it's 15 books that you're trying to chop into hopefully 8 seasons. with 8 episodes per season. That's almost an impossible task, and I think they've done a stellar job with what they've been able to accomplish. Rings of Power is a lot of speculatory storytelling. They had some stuff from the Silmarillion, from the appendices and whatnot, and they're kind of just making a little bit, or some of it up, if not a lot of it up, as they go along, right? Trying to fill in the gaps. So yeah, I can see where that one's probably the least of the 3. I would say it's the one that's filmed the most beautifully. They've put, I think, the most money into. But I don't think it's the best of the 3. And then with this is just, yeah, it's creative writing. It's like comic books meets video game, and they fucking nailed it.
Well, and like the gore is very purposeful. It doesn't feel like overt or in your face. It's not too much. It's usually always followed up with like a nice dose of humor, but it's not overly campy. Yeah, no, they hit all the notes perfectly. Yeah.
There's and even you look at this, when they go into the credits, they go into like a cartoon style thing.
Yeah,
and it just fits. Mm-hmm. It fucking just fits.
It's fun, and they went to a lot of effort on these too. By the way, like I've only like rewatched a couple of them a couple of times or whatever, but like each episode is different, and it's about like the stuff you saw or stuff near what you saw throughout the episode. And it's like, oh, if I'd gone around this corner instead of that corner in the Fallout game, I'd have probably seen this scene right here, whatever,
No, it's just so cool. It's like a lot of people didn't like the She-Hulk show on Marvel. Yeah. I personally thought it was fine. I thought it was great, and my favorite part were the end credits, where they dropped so many freaking Easter eggs in those drawings at the end that it was just insane. They also nailed it with Miss Marvel. I thought Miss Marvel was probably one of the best shows that's come out.
Yeah. Oh, and those credits rock too.
Yeah. So I put Fallout on par with that. Because it's just that. I mean, look at this. This is the fucking. This graphic alone is just incredible.
Mm-hmm. I think it was like 2 episodes ago, like at the end of it, when they start to roll the credits, there's the Fallout Boy like billboard or whatever, and then like with the gunshot, and then it's like Walter Goggins' face in front of him.
Yeah,
it's just
the other thing you'll notice is at the beginning of every episode, the Fallout logo is different.
Yeah, the title card. Yeah,
and it represents something that you're going to see in that episode.
Right.
Which is
like
really,
the
really
ghouls,
cool.
I think it was like the radioactive kind of glow or whatever.
And the ghoul, when they were talking about the vials that the ghoul has to take, it was kind of like a yellow goop kind of logo. Yeah, it's just so cool.
Right. Yeah, this one, it was kind of like the rusting metal thing, and that's right when we see right after we see Maximus like getting trapped in his armor.
Yep. No, it's really cool. I really enjoyed this whole show.
So I intentionally didn't talk about it when we were backstage. Not that I was trying to be sneaky, but have either one of you answered our questions before? No. I don't think you've been here since we started, so I'm going to make you both do it. Did either of you read Tom's email? Do you remember any of the questions I'm going to ask you?
Did Tom send me an email?
No, I don't.
When he asks you to be on the show, he typically sends the question.
Let me see.
No looking now. It's too late.
No, I'm not going to look at the questions. I just want to see if he sent me anything, because
he might not.
Yeah, now I'm just curious if I got a thing. No, he definitely did not send me the questions.
Okay,
definitely.
Well, good.
Nope.
So maybe it was my fault. Maybe I was supposed to.
I got nothing.
So anyway, he and I started chatting, and like he is a big fan of Inside the Actors Studio. Do you guys know what that is?
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So at the end of every episode, they ask people, a handful of questions. And it's always the same questions every time. So he and I got together and we kind of adapted that. We took a few questions directly from Inside the Actors Studio. And then we took a few others and we made them just like a little bit nerdy.
Okay, I think I saw when you did this with Ryan.
Okay. So, Skeeter, I'll have you answer first, and we'll just go back and forth.
Gnome knows I love questions.
So the first few questions are just directly from it. Then we'll start talking about some things in fiction, but a few of them that are directly from the show. The first one, actually, this is one that Thom added. First time I was with him and we asked it was when we interviewed Guy Roberts last year at Jordan Con. So it's a really fun one. The first question is just, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Ducky.
Oh, Ducky from Land
Ducky.
Time.
Yep.
Ducky's what is Ducky?
He is what the hell? Jesus.
Galapagos or something like that. I forget what it is. But he's the best dinosaur anyway. Is like
hands down. I love that movie so much.
I like. I don't freaking can't remember what the name is. And I played Ark for like ever, so I should know these dinosaurs' names.
Yes, thanks, Gnome.
Diplodocus. Aww.
Yeah, I like the. I like the one with the freaking hard head.
Pachycephalosaurus.
Yeah, that one, Packy.
That's my favorite dinosaur too.
Yep, I like Packy.
Good one. Yep.
That is
they remind me of soccer hooligans.
Yeah.
Headbutt.
Those are amazing. So the other one, this is actually my favorite question that we have. What is your favorite word?
Ooh.
Okay. I think I got one. I'm gonna go with diphthong.
Diphthong. Why?
Because it sounds a little bit vaguely dirty, but it's also a really cool concept. Like, so if you're unfamiliar with diphthongs, it's the sound two vowels make together, or a transition between two vowel sounds, like especially in singing, right? And so it's a cool concept, like especially if you're like into listening to music and hearing how those things work out. But also it sounds kind of dirty, and yeah, so it's just a good word.
I like it. What about you?
My favorite word is Thonotosasa.
Okay. One more time.
Thonotosasa. And it's a place. Okay, and I'll read this to you because I remember I read it a long time ago. It's a town here in Florida. But it's based off the Seminoles. So
towns in Florida are cheating.
No, dude, just say it. Thonotosasa. I mean, come on. It's glorious. Okay, so the name Thonotosasa comes from the Seminole Creek words thlonoto and sase, which means flint is here. I don't care, honestly, what the meanings are. I just love saying it. Like, I can't go down the highway between Tampa and Orlando without seeing the sign and yelling it in the car, and my wife fucking cracks up every time. That's funny. Diphthong to thong thong thong.
That's hilarious. Oh God. BLT says reminds me of
Zehuantanejo.
Zehuantanejo. Yeah, that's not what I would have said to that. Wow. Okay, so the next one is, what is your least favorite word?
Ooh.
Like a word that just gives you the ick.
As of late, patriot.
Okay.
I don't think people know what it means anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's interesting. Okay, so I was gonna say this one's a lot rougher for me because I tend to. I have a hard time disliking a word because moist doesn't ick me out or that sort of thing, like on that level.
Panties, no.
I love saying
one
that
would
word.
just have to piss me off, like on a present level, like kind of like what Tavern's talking about, I think.
Yeah.
So that I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I think mine changes. It's whatever the cool. So I'm a special education teacher in elementary school, and it's whatever like the new word is that kids say. Like that's the like skibbity. Or these other things are they say them to excess to where that becomes and I half the time I don't even care to find out what they mean. It's awful.
Oh
Sure.
my God. See, so this is what you do with those words. All right. And this in my experience, I take those words and I just say them in everything I say, to the point where people who say them are so repulsed by it that they just stop saying it, because I've taken all the fun out of it. Because it's stupid. I honestly have an issue. We have an English language.
Yep.
It's established. Stop fucking it up. I freaking hate that. And people who say, well, it's, you know, it's our culture. We're making up. No, stop. Just stop. Come up with your own language. Leave ours out of it.
That's tricky for me because so maybe I do have a better answer for this, because like I believe language should be adaptive, and every language has and always will change over time.
To an extent.
To an extent, right? But like, I get really bothered by people using the word literally when they mean figuratively, for instance. Like, so.
Yeah. They'll be like, I literally slept for 50 hours. No, you literally did not.
No, it's the opposite of that, of what you just said.
No, but I just woke up from a coma.
Right.
Literally.
Maybe in that case. Yes. Okay. All right. Fair.
No, I feel that too. My kids will say that quite a bit. Okay. So this other one is, what is just an everyday sound that you love?
Okay, well, this is probably pretty easy for me because, and I've drifted in and I've lived in a rural town my whole life, but like then lived in like progressively bigger cities and then back to town. And then right now I'm living in a bigger city, an apartment with a big, busy highway right over there. And I love the sound of traffic at night and trains and just like random sirens and shit like that. Like that relaxes me, makes me feel comfortable.
I do not sleep well, and like I'm from Kansas City. I am a city girl. But you drive 20 minutes in any direction and you're in the goddamn country. Like you're in the middle. You know, I don't sleep well out there. It's too quiet. Like I'm used to always having trains or some sort of like ambient background noise. I don't trust it when it's so quiet.
I'm like the opposite. So I've talked about this on other shows. I have PTSD. I have tinnitus and stuff, and it's really bad. So I hear noises all the time. Like I hear electricity in the stupid lights, and I hear it's nonstop. So for me, anything that removes noise is my favorite sound. Like my son got me a pair of loops for Christmas. I don't know if you know what those are. They're little earplugs. And they're not even electric or electronic or anything. They're just little earplugs that have these little loops in them, and you put them in, and they reduce sound like immensely.
Wow.
And I freaking love those things. But yeah. But if I had to pick a sound that I enjoy, I love music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any kind of music.
That's a brave choice, Tavern.
No, I mean,
people would have come on here and said that.
What, music? I know. It's the hard-hitting answers.
Yeah.
What I'm throwing out.
Okay, so this one's probably actually easier for you. What's an everyday sound that you hate?
My voice.
Oh no.
Seriously.
You have a lovely voice, Tavern.
In your own head, or when you hear yourself on video?
When I hear myself.
When you hear yourself, okay.
Yeah, I pick out every last little weird thing in my voice.
Yeah.
It's rough doing like podcasts and editing yourself. And
I don't edit. Why do you think I do live?
Yep.
Fair
Same.
enough. Fair enough.
I did the Watt Idol this year,
Oh,
Right.
and there was zero editing. I literally sang it 3 times, and the best time was what I sent in. There was no cutting and saying, okay, this part of the song I'll slice into here. Nope. I just sang it straight through and submitted.
Arosa, my husband does that too. He has like his Bose headphones and he just will leave one in sometimes because he's pretty auditorily sensitive. And so he'll just have one in to reduce a lot of times the loud toddler, but general noises too.
Yeah. Before I got the loops, I wouldn't leave the house without my AirPods, and I wouldn't be listening to shit. Like I wear them when I'm driving, just to keep the road noise down.
Yeah. Fair enough.
What is dinging?
All right. Well, mine's probably a lot more mundane because I like a lot of sounds. I like the city sounds. I also like silence and like hanging out with nature and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I get along well with a lot of them. So for bad noises for me, I think it would be like, so I listen to a lot of audiobooks on my phone. And when I always have it set because I also listen to them when I'm going to sleep or I'm listening to them at work or when I'm traveling around or a million other scenarios. So I have a sleep timer set on it. And as it hits the end of the thing, like all you have to do is I just have to pick up my phone and shake it and it'll reset the sleep timer anytime. But like sometimes I'll set my phone down and walk away or whatever. So my least favorite thing is when I'm like halfway across my apartment or like I'm at work and I'm like 2 hours over at the store I work at or something like that. And like I hear the sound of my audiobook fading out and like I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna have to like unlock my screen and like restart the thing.
You're
or
like,
I'm gonna have to like just dash across the world to go and make
wow.
No, I don't. So that fading sound of an audiobook is my least favorite sound, I guess.
Wow. Okay. So the next 2 questions, okay, the rest of our questions are going to pertain to fiction. It could be any realm of fiction, books, video games, novels, any realm of fiction. But these next 2 in particular aren't specific to you. They're generalizations. They're just in general. So who do you think in any realm of fiction ever would make the best partner or spouse and why? Not for you, just for anybody.
That is a tough question.
It is.
Okay, I think I've got an answer.
Okay.
It's
I just saw that too.
It's a little outside of the realm. I don't know what you consider fiction or whatever. Like, does a Disney cartoon count? Is that an acceptable realm within? I mean, we're making it all up. Of course it's acceptable. Why am I even asking? Okay, so I'm going to say from The Emperor's New Groove, Pacha, or honestly, like almost equally, like Chi-Chi, I think is his wife. Either of those 2, they're just like the perfect couple, and they're just like so supportive.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I don't think we've had anybody pick anything animated yet.
That's hilarious. Oh, I don't know. Why am I echoing? I keep hearing myself as an echo, which is weird because I wasn't before.
Weird.
Hello? I don't know. That's weird. It's gone now.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I mean, it's
I think for me, if I had to, this is not my full answer, but if I picked something from like animation, it would have to be Aladdin. I just think like he is such a good human,
Yeah.
like, been through so much and like is, you know, was able to kind of like better himself. I just think he would be a real, I don't know, a really good husband, really a partner.
I think I'm gonna go with Mara Jade,
Okay.
Luke Skywalker's wife from the books. He's a street rat.
Riff raff.
Skeeter, you're muted.
Oh no.
What happened? What did you mute yourself? There you go.
Oh, I was just muting when you were echoing just to make sure that was.
I don't think that was you. Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Okay.
All right. So I lied.
By the way, Mara Jade, awesome choice.
Yeah.
She's one of my favorite sci-fi characters of all time.
One of mine too, Glenn. Like it is in my top 5 of movies, not just animated. I love that movie so much. Go ahead.
No. I think it's. Is there a book being moved around or something? Or papers?
No.
Okay.
Oh, this.
I think that's what it's doing. Yeah.
Okay, I'll move it
Yeah.
back.
So, no, you're good.
I have a icy brain and I have to fidget with things, or I'm gonna.
You're fine. I was just trying to figure out what was, and yeah, that's what it was.
I have my.
This whole fucking time.
In spite of having done these for weeks now, I don't have all the questions memorized.
No,
in
you're
order.
good.
But anyway, I lied to you. No, this one's fine. Who's the worst partner or spouse?
Well, that's easy, and I can keep it way more in our wheelhouse. I'm going with TV Perrin.
Oh, really? Oh.
Ooh, I mean, you're not wrong. Out of all the characters on the TV show, I haven't really connected with his character yet.
No, I think he'd be fine. I just mean like I don't want to take an axe to the stomach.
Oh wow. No, okay, I see where you're going with that. But yeah, no, I honestly, out of other characters, I haven't really connected with him. There's something
Too soon, Glenn.
too soon.
Not Perrin. Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I do have a more serious answer too, if you want a second one.
Do that while I'm thinking because these are tough questions.
Okay, so honestly, I'd go with Kilgrave from Jessica Jones.
Okay.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's a bit of an ass. The Doctor. That would be a shit relationship. Any of them.
Fair. I mean,
like any incarnation of the Doctor,
of course.
Any incarnation of the Doctor would suck as a spouse or as a, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. What
Yep.
book are you on, Reverse? I always forget where he's left off in the books. So we don't spoil. Okay, so
yeah. Do we have another spoiler level I should be aware of before
I don't.
say other stupid things?
We usually you left off with Fires of Heaven. Okay, that's coming up next to reread. Anyway, so the next one is for you. Who in any realm of fiction do you have a crush on? You don't have to marry him, but you just think they're hot. We know blonde eye patch girl.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not saying much. I fall in lust with a lot of characters, quite easily. So that doesn't really count. I would have to say Mrs. Peregrine, because one, the actress is freaking Ava Green is just on a whole nother fucking level. And to see her in like a, turn of the century kind of thing, And just her whole portrayal of that character was so freaking amazing. So yeah, Mrs. Peregrine.
Okay. What about you?
Honestly, Mara Jade would have been on my list for this one as well. Also in the Star Wars universe, Winter from like the original. Like,
oh yeah.
That
was a good freaking character. Holy shit.
Yeah. Also Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh wow. Okay.
Ooh. Can I add a second?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Second
Jinx.
answer. Second final answer.
Jinx.
Yeah. I mean, I have a pretty long list too, but
yeah.
Top one or two.
You want to get hurt, I see.
We're all becoming better friends here tonight, Reverse.
Yeah. Somebody asked me if it was the Doctor Who doctor or like Deep Space Nine, I think was the question. And somebody's gonna come at me. Oh, Star Trek Voyager.
No.
And I'm gonna say, listen, Dr. Belly Crusher can attend to me at any time. So it's definitely the Doctor Who. Would not. Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Beverly Crusher can. Yeah. And actually, Nurse what's her face from Strange New Worlds. Nurse Chapel.
Oh my God. Anyway, moving on. If you were given the opportunity to assume like a vocation or align yourself with some sort of entity in fiction, we're talking like Aes Sedai, Jedi, anything in fiction, what would you want to be?
Knight of the Rose.
Have you thought about this a lot? That was quick. That was probably your fastest answer.
Stern Brightblade. Okay. I have a very, anybody who knows me knows that I have a very open book thing. Stern Brightblade, Land Mandragoran, Obi-Wan. I mean, I was in the military for a really long time. Yeah. And a lot of these characters were my role models for, because I didn't have that kind of role model in real life. So, yeah.
What branch of the military were you in?
I was in several. I was active duty Marine first for 6 years. And then for the next 23 years, I bounced back and forth between the Army Reserve and the Air Guard.
Wow. Well, thank you for your service. My ex-husband, who is a very good guy, we were just 10 years apart in different places, retired from the Marines.
Understood.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Skeeter?
I don't know. I feel like I would probably have a bunch of different answers for this. But I'll keep it simple. And I will say I'll be the kinder that's following around Tavern and just like taking his shit.
Tasselhoff Burfoot.
Who is my favorite character from Dragonland.
I will tell you right now, though, if I could be anything, I'd be a gully dwarf. Two, no more than two.
That's literally the question we're answering right now. So
yeah, so I'll take that back. I want to be a gully dwarf.
I'm just saying.
Were you not listening when I asked?
I did. I was, but I mean, in all honesty, I'd probably be a Stern Brightblade or Knight of the Rose kind of, or Knight of any of those really.
And I would taunt you and steal your shit.
Yeah, but
give it back later.
Who doesn't love Boo-Poo? I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
What are those? What are gully dwarves? Reverse? Oh, somebody needs to read some Dragonlance. Gully dwarves are like, they're dwarves.
This episode of Fallout Watch Party brought to you by Dragonlance.
Gully dwarves are dwarves, but they're like hill dwarves, really, except not real bright, easily manipulated,
dirty and terrible.
Like dwarves look down on gully dwarves.
They're good people.
Yeah.
All right. So, who or what do you think is like the very worst job in the realm of fiction? Like, thing you would not want to do?
So I've been rereading Stormlight recently in anticipation of the new book coming out whenever it does. My answer relates to that. I'm not sure if I'm how to put this in a spoiler-free fashion. There's a weird conversation that happens in like the second book between two people where one person discusses some of the difficult and discussing things of cleaning out like battlefield armor. And I think maybe the worst job would be the person that has to go around and clean out a knight's armor that they are strapped into at the end of the day, and that they have done whatever they've done in anticipation of the battle and during it, and while all like crazy shit was going on.
Yeah, that sounds gross. That sounds really gross.
I would not like to be any kind of field doctor.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with blood. I don't have a problem, helping people out or whatever, but getting into like having to cut somebody's leg off or no. I'll help you. I'll freaking put a bandage on your ass. I'll put a tourniquet on you, but I'm not chopping somebody's leg or doing the other. No, not doing it.
Not with that attitude.
Nope.
So
I have the worst bedside manner.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you. I'll be like, oh, was that a second guess? Your chest wound? You're going to fucking die, bro. You're freaking so screwed.
I could never be a doctor. It's just my face. Like my face does it all. Masks were great for me because you could hide what I was thinking, but I don't have a poker face at all.
Good night, Arosa.
Oh, night, Arosa.
Or whoever's leaving. I don't know who's leaving.
Oh, no, it's Dale. Good night.
Night, Dale.
We didn't even talk a long time tonight. We're doing a good job. Okay, so this last question I think is probably the hardest. So I'm going to ask it, and unless you have an answer right away, I'm going to give you a second to think. And
the other ones were hard? What the?
No, those are just off the cuff, easy.
All right.
So is there a particular portrayal of the afterlife from any realm of fiction that like appeals to you, or that when it's your time you wish were true? So any portrayal of the afterlife?
I can't say it's fiction. All right. There was a book I read a long time ago that was, I want to say, I always screw the name up. It's either Many Minds, Many Masters, or Many Masters, Many Minds, something like that. That deals with regression therapy and the afterlife and whatnot. Okay. And it's this is my interpretation of it. Going back and becoming energy. So we come in, right? And then we leave and we just go back into the world as energy. Yep. So that's my portrayal. I don't know if it's fiction or if there's a fiction out there that's similar to that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So mine is probably closest in terms of fiction. It's definitely probably closest to actually Robert Jordan, like the concept that I like. It's a little bit of a variation on that. Like I always like the concept of reincarnation, but yeah, I've never thought of it as a one-to-one soul thing. And this is kind of like what Tavern's talking about, honestly. Like I always picture whenever my life is done, my life force like goes out and some bits of it are recycled and go back into another life and do another thing, right? Like, and so maybe that is kind of like sort of like a Eastern style like reincarnation stuff in terms of like maybe I fucked up my soul enough this time that I'm going downhill and my energy is going the direction of the worms and the whatever, for a little bit, or like it. So I've always kind of dug that concept too, but
I mean,
I just
yeah,
the idea of the bits of me experiencing everything throughout the course of time.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's like you keep recycling until you've learned what you need to learn, right? And then you shift up to another level of energy, kind of thing. Yeah,
Or just another
maybe
lesson.
not.
Yeah,
But yeah, and I don't know enough to worry about it too much. That's just the concept I like, and if that's the way it is, fucking awesome. And I'm glad I was semi-right.
I got into a fight with my wife. With my wife about it. Because I told my kids, I said, when I die, I want to be put in one of those pods so that I can become a tree, and I just want to be up on. And I had a whole story. I said I want to be up on a tree up on a hill. That everybody's like, oh, look at that beautiful tree up on the hill, and then I get hit by lightning one day, and it just becomes this old burnt out tree up on a hill that all the freaking goth kids hang out at. And then one day, one of my branches breaks off, so they turn it into a seat, and they do like a swing, and then they start use it to like paddling people with another part of another branch that's fallen off, and then somebody builds an open bar around my tree stump or my charred tree, and it becomes this cool night spot, right? And it just keeps going. And my wife like goes, oh, that would be cool. And I could be planted next to you, and our roots could intermingle. I'm like, no, you keep your fucking roots on the other hill. And she goes, I said, you leave my afterlife alone. My tree story, my tree dreams alone. She got
her own dreams.
She got so mad.
You can have your dream tree hilltop right the fuck over there.
Like she'll still bring it up every once in a while. You're the one that just want us fucking mingling our roots afterwards.
I would probably be pretty pissy at you too. It's very fair.
Anyways, so there you go.
Well, thank you guys. I'm sorry if the questions felt hard. That was
no, they were good. They were awesome.
100% my bad for not sending them out. But before we kind of close out, I wanted to talk about next week. We're going to be watching episode 6, which is called The Trap. This whole back half of the season is so good. Yeah. And we get to see a lot more of like the vault life. And so we have a special guest. I, of course, am awful at creating graphics. I leave that to Tom. But for next week, we have Wheel Takes coming to join us. And my bearded brother, my bestie, will be back. We may have to do a whole nother show just to hear about all of his travels, because it sounds like it's been absolutely amazing. I'm very envious of everything he's seen. But before we leave, do you guys have anything else coming up that we want to talk about?
Skeeter, go for it.
I think I look out for it on the Way of the Leaf channel. I think we're going to be doing Watchinary again soon, which we haven't done for like 5 or 6 months. So that should be popping up again soon. And other than that, I think the next thing I'm doing actually involves Tavern. So
yep. I can bring it up. I've got the dates and stuff. All right. So for us, the Wheel and Chill Show will be back next week, and we'll be covering episodes 4 and 5 of Rings of Power. At some point, the Nastronauts, which is on Malkier Talks, but our D&D game, will be coming back up, as well as our other Wheel and Show. This is a Wheel and Show D&D game, which is the Knights Who Say Chill, aka the band of really, really nice good guys. Trust me, it was a pain in the ass getting that all in on graphic, but I did it. And as for my YouTube channel, Tavern Arcade will be having on the 12th of October. It's a monthly series, which is the Wheel of Time Drunken Spelling Bee. On October 12th, we'll have London River, Sulin, and Wine Spring Cafe. So the Battle of the Blondes. And then November 9th, we will have Tom from Dragonmount, Skeeter, And everybody's favorite pain in the ass, no, I'm kidding, I love him, Light Blinded Fool, will be our contestants. If you haven't watched the show, it's a good time. You can drink along at home. I tend to drink more than the contestants. I don't know why, but it's a good time.
Well, that all sounds really exciting. That being said, for those of you that don't already like and subscribe to these wonderful people or to Dragonmount, please do that. And I guess without Tom to prompt it, I'll just say good night, Crystal.